Very pleased to have with us on the program a man who got up bright and early and is staying up late tonight, Mr. Ed Worley, NRA ILA's California State Liaison. Ed, how you doing, sir?
I don't know. It's been one of those days. I got a cold. I just got off the plane. It's been crazy.
And now you're on.
A pretty good day.
And now you're on the air. Well, listen, I can't thank you enough for coming on and updating us on the California Fish and Game Commission meeting today.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, we got the NRA ILA alert yesterday that they were asking gun owners and hunters to show up in support of Dan Richards, who is the president of the Fish and Game Commission, a guy who has come under attack for. I mean, I really think, you know, the anti-hunters are just trying to get him out of there because he is a hunter. He is an NRA member. He went hunting in Idaho. He engaged in a legal hunt of a mountain lion. And you've had dozens of legislators, the lieutenant governor and others have written letters basically asking him to step down because he went hunting. Ed, I don't understand this.
Well, and see, that's the thing is I don't know if you guys know, but Wayne LaPierre was out here a couple weeks ago at our state association banquet.
Yeah.
And one of the things we talked about, Wayne talked about, is that we're all in for California, that, you know, we're going to fight in California everywhere we're going to fight. And then what happens is Dan Richards, who's worked with us a great deal on the Fish and Game Commission, on the lead issues, on hunting, on habitats, on junior hunts, and all kinds of stuff. And Commissioner Richards is very tough because he wants the science. He's very non-biased when it comes to things. You know,
right?
Wayne out here inspired the troops, and what happened today is we had an overwhelming showing of NRA members at the Fish and Game Commission. Hundreds of NRA members showed up. Hundreds. You couldn't get in the room. They had to open up another room with extra speakers and everything else because so many of our members showed up because everybody's outraged over what's going on. Commissioner Richards committed a mortal sin because he went to Free America and hunted a mountain lion in Idaho. And he had the audacity to put his picture up and proudly show his hunting, what he did hunting. So the Humane Society went nuts and is trying to castigate him as a criminal, and he did all this stuff wrong. And we talked with Wayne about it when he was out here, and Wayne goes, no, we're all in. This is a fight. This is what we're going to do. So we did our alerts. We sent out the alerts, and we've been talking to the legislators at the Capitol about this. And Commissioner Richards didn't do anything illegal. He was just hunting. He was doing what thousands and thousands of Americans do every day. We enjoy our heritage. We go out and use the resource. We go out and hunt. And the crowd today was unbelievable. We had a great turnout. We had young ladies there with their dads talking about hunting heritage. We had kids there talking about hunting. We had families talking about hunting. We had women talking about hunting. We had guys coming up and I mean, it was our whole cross section of our membership. Last night I was in a members council meeting talking to our guys in Riverside, and we just happened to have a members council there that happens to be in the same city where this was taking place.
Right.
So we had members council guys, our NRA ILA guys there, helping coordinate the volunteers, helping get all the speaker cards in. So it was just like this synergy of everything coming together, and the alerts hitting, and what's going on. And we were there for 2.5 hours of people going up to the microphone, thanking Dan Richards for all the things he's done to help the hunting heritage and our gun rights in California. So a lot of people don't realize is that the commissioners are not compensated. They're not paid. They're volunteers.
Yeah.
He gets $100 a meeting for expenses. That's all he gets.
Wow.
So, basically he said, I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to say I'm ashamed of hunting because I'm not ashamed of hunting.
Right.
So what's going on is now some of the people at the Capitol, we distributed an area alert at the Capitol last week saying that we will oppose any move whatsoever to remove Dan Richards from the commission. Any move. Letter, postcard, a terse email, a terse voicemail, it doesn't matter. We're all in. It's not going to happen. So we're going to see what's going to happen here about what the anti-hunting people are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
The Humane Society did not show up today.
Oh, they did not?
No, they didn't. It's amazing. Somebody wanted to start a fight, and they didn't show up. Amazing. Just amazing. I guess they got there and saw all the NRA members there, and the place was packed, and I guess they decided not to want to talk about it. because we were quoting Wayne Pacell, what he said,
Yeah.
his quotes. And they can't refute the quotes. And we said, this is not about what Commissioner Richards did in Idaho, which is a totally legal hunt. This is some people using this as a political opportunity to try to stigmatize hunting and make hunters ashamed of who we are. And that's not going to happen.
Absolutely
We're
right.
tired of getting kicked around, and it's not going to happen. Just because I go out of state and I go lawfully hunt where people can go and hunt and use the resource, we're not going to be ashamed of the fact that we're hunters and we're sportsmen and we do what we love to do. We're not going to be ashamed about that. And we had 5 or 6 anti-hunters show up. One woman came in there, and it was sort of a cast call for environmental people. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And she came in and she equated us all to bloodthirsty Neanderthals.
Bloodthirsty Neanderthals.
Bloodthirsty Neanderthals. And how we need to be civilized and we need to do all these things and everything else. And she just rambled on and on and on and on. And some of the commissioners are looking at him like, you're kidding, right? Because we're at the Fish and Game Commission.
Right.
Talking about, fishing and hunting and doing things. We're talking about doing a junior quail hunt in the desert. We're talking about how to get kids out in the woods and understand nature. We're talking about how to expand the salmon fishing and expand opportunities in the field. And she comes there and calls everybody in the room. That's how she starts off, bloodthirsty Neanderthals. So that didn't go over well, but it was very instrumental and very instructive on the kind of people that we're dealing with. And I haven't had a chance because, I just got off the plane, but I understand there's some very good articles that have come out talking about the overwhelming NRA response to this. Even the San Francisco Chronicle has written a sort of article admitting that we won, which I'm amazed it happened. But
I'm kind of stunned by that too, Ed.
we had some other ladies show up who apparently were for Rodeo Drive or someplace, apparently decided to come and slum with us for the day. And they walked in, and one of them was this West LA attorney kind of woman who started chastising all this Neanderthals and equated hunting to baby molestation.
What? Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was sitting there looking around going, okay, right. I'm looking for the camera. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And that's how blatant these people are. That's how intolerant they are. And that's why I told people at the Capitol, I said, this is pure, unabridged intolerance. Just because you don't like it, you want to ban it. That's called intolerance. And just because you don't want to do it, just because you think it's bad, you are making a moral decision about what we do. Like I told you, I said, my family didn't go get government cheese when we were poor. We went and got a rifle, we went hunting and put food on the table because we didn't do that. You don't go to the government and ask for help. Our family hunted together and we divvied up the deer meat. That's what families do. You take care of yourself. You go out and you get the resource out of the nature. You don't go to the government and ask for cheese and ask for handouts. You take care of your family. You take care of your own people. But it was amazing to me just how arrogant these people were. Just unbelievably arrogant they were. And how they just stuck out their little crooked finger and pointed their finger at all of us that were Neanderthals, that were baby molesters.
It's just, it's absolutely, Ed, it's absolutely disgusting to hear those kinds of comments again, attacking hunters. They're not just attacking Dan Richards. They are attacking every hunter in the state of California when they're making these comments.
As I've told people at the Capitol, this is not about Dan Richards. They're trying to pick Dan Richards out and shame him into resigning.
Yep.
And he has told them, I'm not leaving. I am not ashamed of being a hunter. I'm not ashamed of being a sportsman, and I'm not leaving. So that's why when Wayne came out here and talked about how important it is that we fight back to all these things in his speech and how we have to be all in the election. And for California, it's critical that we all have to, do everything we can do. This all gelled. The synergy was great, that everything came together. And I have never seen this many people at a fish and game hearing. And all the years I've been going to fish and game hearings. And some of the antis were just stunned at how many people showed up and how many people spoke. And people were just talking about their families. You know, a father bringing his daughter up, his 13-year-old daughter up, and his daughter showing a picture of the game she's taken, how her and her dad do this together. And this is a family affair. And they're the resource on how they love animals and everything they're doing. Then you have these nutcases come there and talk about how we're all uncivilized, how we're crazy, how we have bloodlust, or we're Neanderthals and all this other stuff. And they're not even sophisticated enough to be intelligent enough to have a dialogue to where they don't just blatantly insult your very core of your culture.
Right.
You know?
No, well, they're not interested in that. They are. I don't think they're interested in seeing hunters as individuals or hunters as people. I think they are interested in demonizing hunters, demonizing sportsmen, trying to shame them into stopping their activities. That's what it's about. It's bullying. It's nothing more than bullying.
Well, that's exactly right, and we're not going to put up with it. You know,
Absolutely.
California, we have a lot of things in California. I love my state. It's a beautiful state. You know, I can go sailing in the morning and go skiing in the afternoon. I can go out to the desert and go shooting. California is an amazingly beautiful place. We're blessed with California, but California is an amazingly wacko place too.
Well, yes.
So, you know, real quick, I want to give you a quick bill update about our bill package if we have a couple minutes here, too.
We've got about 60 seconds, Ed.
Okay, very quickly. We're going to do we have three big bills we're doing. We're going to reduce the waiting period in California from 10 days to 3 days for all firearms purchasers.
All right.
We're also going to go, if you have a license to carry a concealed carry permit, we're going to go from a 10-day waiting period to you pick up the firearm the same day that you buy it. We're also doing a bill that allows you to carry your concealed firearm upon your person when you're archery hunting. Because in California, believe it or not, if you're out archery hunting, you can't carry your concealed weapon with you when you're archery hunting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a weird thing in the law. But also, we're working with senators and assembly members on a right to carry bill. We're going to do another right to carry bill with them. We're doing a whole bunch of bills. So as we've just started the session, so we're going to be talking about these bills coming up. So in the next couple of weeks, when everything gets sort of laid out, you and I can come back and talk about the bills. But we're not laying down. We're going to be pushing our bills again this year and pushing a pro-gun, pro-hunting agenda in California, and we're not backing down. It's not going to happen.